Balance is one of the principles of organization of structural elements in art and design, along with unity, proportion, emphasis, and rhythm. In art and design, balance does not necessarily imply a complete visual or even physical equilibrium of forms around the center of the composition, but rather an arrangement of forms that evokes the sense of balance in viewer. Balance is used to deepen the aesthetic power, the visual impact of a piece. To understand the need for balance, we can compare it to the necessity for a three-dimensional object to be balanced. If the object is not, it will most likely tip over, like a chair with the legs shorter than the rest. In art composition, there are three types of balance: symmetrical, asymmetrical, and radial balance. A symmetrical balance is an arrangement well balanced that looks even and stable. When one side of an artwork mirrors the other, it has absolute symmetry. When the symmetrical balance is not exact, it is called bilateral symmetry. Symmetrical balance is used when feelings of order, formality, rationality, and performance should be evoked, and is often employed in institutional architecture and religious and secular art. In contemporary and modern art, up art or illusion art is often using the notion of symmetry as it requires precise alignment to convey the effect. An asymmetrical balance is an arrangement seemingly heavier or lighter in some areas that looks unstable and can make the viewer uncomfortable. Asymmetrical balance in art can be achieved through various elements that share contrasting visual principles: smaller versus bigger, lighter versus darker, empty versus full, and spaces are always contrasted and balanced by other elements. The easiest way to understand this type of balance is to imagine a balance scale where weights on one side balance the ones on the other, but they are not the same size, color, shape, texture, or weight. Radial balance, instead of following horizontal or vertical axis, forms are arranged around the center of composition, radiating from it like the rays of sun. Forms and objects in a radially balanced composition appear to radiate out of the circular focal point of the artwork. Balance can be found in 2D artworks, sculptural pieces, but also performative art. The couple Marina Abramović and Ulay in the performance piece Rest Energy in 1980 used their own weight as a means to balance the bow and arrow separating them, assuring an equal force in order to maintain the objects in place. Formal elements are used in specific ways to have greater visual weight than others. For value, darker colors seem visually heavier in weight than lighter colors. Black is the darkest color and the heaviest weight visually, while white is the lightest color and the lightest weight visually. For saturation, more saturated colors, more intense, are visually heavier than more neutral or duller colors. For hue, warm colors, like such yellow, orange, and red, have more visual weight than cool colors, blue, green, and purple. As for weight obtained by shape, squares tend to have more visual weight than circles, and more complex shapes, like trapezoids, hexagons, and pentagons, tend to have more visual weight than simpler shapes, like circles, squares, or ovals. As for line, thick lines have more weight than thin lines. As for placement, shapes or objects located towards the edge or corner of a composition have more visual weight and will offset visually elements with the composition. As you master the variations in the usage of balance, your artwork can become stronger visually and can translate not only for the eyes to see it, but also create emotions using formal elements. How will you use it?